The email arrived at 2:14 a.m., the hour when truths think they can slip past unnoticed. I was sitting at my kitchen table, the same one where I taught her fractions with coins and napkins, when my phone buzzed. I remember the hum of the refrigerator, the tick of the clock, ordinary sounds preparing to witness something obscene. Her subject line was cheerful, almost playful, about the wedding. I opened it with the calm confidence of a father who had already wired the last installment to a Parisian event planner, venue deposit, caterer, photographer. My money had crossed oceans faster than her gratitude ever did. The sentence that ended us was in the middle of the paragraph, buried like a joke told at a funeral. We decided to keep it intimate. If you want to be part of it, you can watch through the Google Earth window. LOL. LOL. I read it 3 times, not because I didn't understand it, because I needed to confirm that cruelty could, in fact, be compressed into 5 letters and a smiley tone. I didn't reply right away. I stared at the screen and felt something old and cold settle behind my ribs. Not sadness, not rage, focus. I typed 1 sentence, deleted it, typed another, deleted that too. Finally, I wrote, "Sure, enjoy your big day." I hit send. Then I turned off my phone. The next morning, she wouldn't stop calling me. I remember the first time I held her. The nurse placed her in my arms like a fragile promise. She was red and furious at the world, screaming with a conviction I admired. I whispered that I'd always show up, that I'd never miss a thing. I meant it. I was there when her mother left, when the house felt too big and too quiet. I learned to braid hair from a YouTube video watched at midnight. I burned dinners. I learned anyway. I sat through dance recitals that smelled like hairspray and panic. I clapped the loudest, always. I taught her how to look people in the eye when they lied to her. I didn't teach her how to lie to me. Paris was her dream. It always had been. She used to trace the Eiffel Tower with her finger in library books, asking me if it really sparkled at night. I told her yes. I told her I'd take her someday. I guess I did, just not the way I imagined. When she got engaged, she called me crying, happy tears, breathless joy. She said, "I couldn't do this without you." I believed her. I paid for the dress, the venue, the rehearsal dinner, the flowers flown in from somewhere expensive and unpronounceable. Each invoice ended with merci, like gratitude could be itemized. The uninviting came later, quietly, efficiently, like an execution. The signs were there, if I'm honest. Delayed replies, conversations that felt edited, my name missing from planning threads I used to be copied on. When I asked about seating, she changed the subject. When I asked about walking her down the aisle, she laughed like I'd told a joke that embarrassed her. I didn't push. That's the thing about control. You don't announce it, you apply it patiently. The email was simply the moment the mask slipped. When the calls started the next morning, I let them ring. Again, again, again. My voicemail filled. Her tone shifted from playful to irritated to panicked in under an hour. By noon, her fiancé called. I didn't answer. I made coffee, black, slow. I sat at the table and opened my laptop. I pulled up every receipt, every transfer, every contract signed with my name at the bottom. I read them the way a surgeon studies scans before an incision. Then I called my lawyer. Not angry, not emotional, prepared. Revenge isn't loud when done right. It doesn't kick doors or scream accusations. It moves through systems. It respects timelines. It wears a suit. The venue contract was clear. I was the financier, the primary client. Cancellation required written notice from me. The caterer had a 72-hour window, the florist 48, the photographer same-day kill fee. Expensive, Worth it. I didn't cancel everything at once. That would have been dramatic. Obvious. I staggered it. A phone call here, an email there. Polite, apologetic, regretful. I cited unexpected family circumstances, which was true. I watched confirmations roll in like dominoes falling quietly in another room. By evening, the wedding was still happening on paper. In reality, it was bleeding out. I turned my phone back on at 9:07 p.m. 73 missed calls. I answered the 74th. "Dad?" Her voice cracked. "What's going on?" I said nothing. "Dad, please. The planner says there's an issue with the venue. Did you—" "I watched Paris today," I said calmly, "through Google Earth. It does sparkle." Silence. "You're joking," she whispered. "No," I said. "I'm participating." She started crying then. Real crying. The kind that used to pull me out of traffic, out of meetings, out of sleep. This time, it did nothing. "You can't do this," she said. "It's my wedding." "I know," I replied. "That's why I paid for it." She hung up. The calls escalated. Her mother reached out, the fiancé's parents. People who'd never bothered to learn my birthday suddenly had opinions about my obligations. I didn't block anyone. I wanted them to exhaust themselves. The morning of the wedding arrived gray and wet. Paris was raining, according to the weather app. I imagined guests in coats, umbrellas dripping onto marble floors that hadn't been paid for. At 10:22 a.m., my daughter finally texted, "Please, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Come, we'll make room. Please." I stared at the message and felt something unclench inside me. Not forgiveness, finality. I typed back, "I taught you how to treat people. This is the lesson." I turned off my phone again. The confrontation came 3 days later. She flew home early. The wedding had technically happened, a stripped-down ceremony in a municipal office. No music, no flowers, just signatures and resentment. She stood in my doorway looking smaller than I remembered, eyes swollen, pride cracked. "How could you?" she asked. I gestured for her to sit. She didn't. "I gave you everything," she said. "You embarrassed me." I smiled then, not cruelly, honestly. "You embarrassed yourself," I said. "I just stopped cushioning the fall." She accused me of manipulation, control, pettiness. I let her talk. When she finished, I stood and handed her a folder. Inside were copies of every payment, every contract, every email where she'd thanked me before she decided I was optional. "I didn't ruin your wedding," I said. "I withdrew from it." She reached for the folder like it might burn her. "You chose Paris over respect," I continued. "You chose jokes over loyalty, and you assumed I'd accept whatever version of myself you assigned me." Her voice dropped. "I needed you." "I know," I said. "You just didn't want me." That landed. She cried again, quietly this time, not theatrically. Real tears finally showed up when there was nothing left to leverage. "I don't know how to fix this," she said. I nodded. "Neither do I." I don't feel guilty. That surprises people when I say it out loud. I feel clean. Betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it wears the face you taught how to smile. Justice isn't about destruction, it's about balance. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't insult her, I didn't beg for an invitation that should have been instinctive. I showed her absence actually looks like. The Eiffel Tower still sparkles, just not for her. And I finally understand something I should have learned earlier. Love doesn't mean enduring disrespect, and silence, when chosen carefully, can be the loudest revenge of all.